Good evening. I'm Kim Purtitel, Senior Vice President of Development for City Ventures. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight to hear about our proposed development at 510 and 520 North Harbor Boulevard. It's at the corner of Harbor, the northwest corner of Harbor and 5th Street. It was a used car lot, currently vacant. There is a food truck that operates right there at the corner often. I don't know about every night, but often. And so I wanted to share our proposed designs with everybody and answer any questions that you might have and provide any additional information that I can. We have the whole presentation, you have them there, so you can take that with you and feel free. My contact information is in here to call me for updates or ask any additional questions that don't get asked here, or anyone online who sees it can feel free to follow up with me for any additional information. But I will go through the proposed project. So first slide here is just some examples of other City Ventures townhome projects that we've done throughout the state of California. We are an infill home builder, so we always do, or we strictly do infill projects, meaning we're always building in already developed areas. So we're always kind of a redevelopment type use coming in. We know we have neighbors. We always have neighbors, existing neighbors, residential, commercial, industrial. So we're always very sensitive to who our neighbors are and definitely make a point to plan our projects to be the best neighbor possible to the people who live and work and own property around us. So these are just some of the townhome projects, just a very small sample of the various types of products that are similar to what we're proposing for this site. The next slide shows it's an aerial photo of the area. It outlines the property that we're talking about in red. Like I said, the northwest corner of Harbor and 5th Street. And the next slide is a close-up of the site, kind of showing, you can see there's a little building that used to operate with the used car lot there. And otherwise, it is vacant. It is adjacent to a mobile home park to the west. And then there is another former auto dealership to the north on Harbor. And there is a fast food restaurant at the southwest corner of Harbor and 5th, right across from us, and then some apartments to the west of that. So some of the project details of the project that we're proposing. So 45 total units, all attached 3-story units. We actually have one 2-story unit, so 44 3-story units and one 2-story. So it's about 24 and a half homes per acre is the density of the project. The homes will be 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2.5 to 3 bathrooms, and the square footage will range from about 1,451 to 1,847 square feet. The entry to the project will be on 5th Street, and you can see our site plan, which is the next slide in our packet here. But our entry will be off of 5th Street only, in and out of the project, not gated. We'll have front doors facing 5th Street and Harbor Boulevard. We have a central common open space area for the owners of the development that would be maintained by an HOA, homeowners association, and it will include like a barbecue area, shade structure, seating, some passive landscaping, that kind of thing. So as I mentioned, there will be a homeowners association here for the development, and it will maintain the exteriors of the buildings. It will maintain the roofs of the buildings, the common open space, and any open space that isn't private within the property. The private streets, all would be maintained by the association, and the walls as well, the perimeter walls. There is an affordable housing component to the development, so we're proposing 10% of the units at moderate income level. So that means 5 of the units would be restricted for people who qualify at the moderate income level. And those units would be anticipated to be priced from the mid 400,000s, and that's based on the current state guidelines for those income levels. So those change every year in the spring, but for the current level, it would be in the mid 400,000s. So the next slide is our site plan. So this shows the layout of the 45 units, where the open space is. It shows our entry there on 5th Street. Some of the units have side-by-side garage parking, and some have a tandem, one car behind the other garage. But every single unit will have their own private 2-car garage. And then we also have guest parking at the north end of the site, right in front of the larger open space area there. We have guest parking for the project that will be restricted for guests only. The 1 2-story unit is building 10, right down in the lower right-hand corner of the project. That is our 1 2-story unit right at the corner of 5th and Harbor. The next slide shows a typical elevation for this project. So this is what this particular building is an example of the one fronting Harbor. You can see the little 2-story on the very left side there. So that represents that unit right at the corner of Harbor and 5th Street. The next slide is just a sample of some of the open space amenities, kind of what the feel will be like in that common open space area, as far as the plant material, drought tolerant, the paving, enhanced paving, shade structure, kind of passive landscape area, and then the barbecue. And then just a couple slides about just City Ventures' standard quality of all of our units. Regardless of whether it's an affordable unit or a market rate unit, they all will have the same exteriors and interiors. No difference there. And we have a lot of really high-end kind of finishes that we do as a standard for all of our units. And those are all listed here. In addition, we're a green builder. We have been from the beginning. City Ventures started in 2009, and we've always been a solar all-electric company, as well as we have a lot of other green building features that are listed here. But being solar all-electric, there's no gas run at the site at all. So all of the appliances, everything is electric only. And the solar panels are actually owned by, they're included in the price of the home. So there's no additional bill, they're not on lease. Each homeowner owns their own solar panels from day one, and will start experiencing the savings of that, which is a very, very minimal, if any, electric bill. Like I said, no gas bill, so utilities end up being very minimal cost to all home buyers, which is great. Some of our other green features, we have, like I said, drought tolerant landscaping, the very low water irrigation, the plumbing fixtures that are low water, like high efficiency irrigation. Let's see, Nest thermostats for every unit, Energy Star appliances, the windows, everything that we do is kind of focused on green building. In addition, all garages will be pre-wired for electric cars. So if someone has an electric vehicle, the wiring will already be there. They just need to install the charger. And then let's see. So our anticipated timeline, if all goes well, how we would like it to go, we would get to the Planning Commission, to a Planning Commission hearing by the end of this year, in late 2024. We would like to start construction at the beginning of next year, deliver our first units by the end of next year, and then complete the entire project by late 2026. So that's our goal schedule. And then the last slide is just my contact information, my email address, and my phone number. It's my cell phone number, and anyone can feel free to call me or email me at any time. And I'm happy to update you on where we are in the process, if we're still on schedule, if we've made any changes to our site plan or our building plans. So anything, any type of update or question, feel free to call me at any time or email me. So that concludes my presentation, and happy to answer any questions from Zoom or in person. Yeah. Okay.
So economy, of course, people on jobs, families moving in together, you have more families, more people living together, more cars, built apartments all over the area. One spot, two spots, as you're seeing, two spots per home. As we know, most homes have probably 3 or 4 cars because families are living together or children are growing up. Where are these vehicles going to be parked? So they have visitor parking, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
Everything towards this side where the motorhome's going to be or mobile home's going to be at, there's really no parking there. You can't park in the commercial areas. Where they go to park, they're going to make our side. So all the cars that are being built already, we as family members don't have a spot to visit our families because everything's taken up from cars that are either, I don't want to say abandoned, but some are listed for occupied time. There's room for sleeper days. They bring it back. They'll drop off one car, the other car stands by, pick up the rider. Where do they go? No. You know, I've seen people turn corners, maybe they go to apartments further on this side. But where are these going? Same place?
Well, we get that question a lot. We obviously meet the codes that we're required to meet with our parking, and I absolutely understand your concern. The one thing that we are very good about doing is in these townhome communities, we're very clear with buyers that there are only 2 parking spaces for each home. That is what we have. That is all that is available, that there is no other parking in the area, that the guest parking is for guests only. It's in the CC&Rs. We have special disclosures for parking. We make it very clear that if you are a family with more than 2 cars, this would not be the community for you to purchase. And you're right, in this case especially, we don't have anywhere adjacent to us where there's any street parking available. We have commercial, you know, across Fifth, we have apartments across Harbor, we have the mobile home park. There's nothing, you know, there isn't available parking outside of their garages and then a couple of spaces for their guests to park. But that, you know, that is what we've learned to do very well, because we don't want those problems created on our sites, and we know that it can get that way. And we've heard, you know, folks like you who live in neighborhoods who have this issue when people come in and have more cars than can be parked in their project. So we are very conscious of that, and we do make every effort to communicate that to every buyer that comes into our sales office.
So when you have meetings with the city for planning purposes, is there a time where we as a community can also meet and speak with them, you know, concerns?
Like at the planning, well, we have our city planners here, the planner that I'm working with. Obviously, you're going to get notice for the planning commission hearing as well. So those are the opportunities, I think, to talk to the city as well. But this would be an opportunity for that because we're here and the city's here as well. Hi. Uh-huh. Yeah, starting in the low 700,000s for the market rate, and then, like I said, the affordables from the mid-4s.
Do you guys forecast how the future requirements will be once you start looking for buyers?
As far as qualifying for the market rate or affordable or both? So we have an interest list on, or if you go to City Ventures website, we have a place where you can an interest list or a place where you can put your information. The other thing, actually, I got an emailed question from someone specific to this project, and I talked to our sales team, and we have our project at 830 South Harbor is still open right now. It's just north of Kent, on Harbor and Kent, just north of the signal there. There's a little, like a 7-Eleven, I think, at the corner, and just beyond that, you can see our construction is still ongoing. It's almost done, but she said that if you want to go there to the model, and sign up, that will transfer to this project, so that list. So you can do it either way. You can do it online on our website or both and go and check out, you know, the models over there and then put your information there as well. And that salesperson might be able to give you also more information, so.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So is there a cutoff price, like a max price that you guys would reach for like the housing, or is it just like?
For the moderate units, yes, the state sets income guidelines that go with those. So for these, there are 3 bedrooms, so that would mean a 4-person household. So that's how so for these particular units, we would have to back into the price of the home based on the max monthly payment that can be made by the home buyer based on their income level. So there's like a formula for it that the state has, but essentially, yeah, those are maxed out. So there is like a max price, and that maximum is in that mid $400,000 range. For the market rate, there's no max. It just kind of is it's sort of based on kind of market as we phase. If we have a lot of interest, those tend to go up a little bit. If we don't have a lot, they kind of tend to stay the same. It just kind of depends on the community. But for the affordable, there's absolutely a max.
You want to, usually like, let's say, if you're like one of the first interested buyers while you guys are still doing construction,
Mhm.
the price gonna be fairly different from when after you finish the construction?
So the earlier phases will typically be your lowest for the market rate. Yeah, so definitely getting in early absolutely helps, and you get your kind of pick. Usually it's phased, so they'll release certain units or buildings first, and then as those sell out, then they'll go to the next phase and the next phase. But yeah, I think getting in early is your best bet for getting the best price.
Progress.
Yeah, and we'll have a pre-sale program. We also often, for the affordable units, especially the city usually requires, and we like to market to just people who live and work. Sometimes it's live and work, sometimes it's just live, and I'll have to work with the city on that, how they like to do it, but in the city of Santa Ana. So for the first 30 days, we would only take applications from buyers who live and work in Santa Ana. And then beyond that point, we would accept applications from outside of the city. But we really try to, to work with the residents as much as possible for those units.
So, I know you mentioned like.
And actually, we can do that for the market rate as well, for a short period of time.
Yeah, I know you mentioned like going to your guys' other location where you're still doing
Yeah.
construction and putting yourselves on the interest list
Uh-huh.
over there. So once, let's say, like you guys start opening up like the interest over here or whatever, would we still be like, let's say, like the first
Yeah.
offer to come and see, like putting the offer, like try to.
Yeah.
Like, would you still have to come back and like keep up, like checking updates with you and then see like, oh, now it's time.
So like if you signed up now and you specified that you're interested in this project, you would definitely be amongst the very first to do that. So, and just be specific that this is the project that you were told to come in and sign up, and that list will transfer. You can also feel free to send me your information that I will pass directly on to our director of sales. I'm happy to do that as well. So, and then that way she puts you on a list too, where you'd be the first to get the information when we start our pre-sales and stuff. So yeah, please, do that, and that way we know your name is in there and at the top of the list. Okay, yeah. Do you want me to go back through? You have the packet, or yeah, Kevin will give you a packet. And I could just go through the basics. If anyone, is there anybody on Zoom? It is, yeah. Were you here last time? Yeah, I thought, okay, so same presentation, same project. Nobody? We don't have anybody on Zoom. Thank you. Oh, and I did want to mention, there will be one additional meeting for this project. So this, per the city sunshine ordinance, we'll have one more before we make our second submittal. So, so we've made one submittal of our entitlement package, which is basically a package with these types of plans, our site plan, elevations, landscape plans, all of the kind of the drawings that they require for our submittal. We've made one submittal so far, and we've received one set of comments back from the city. So we will be addressing those comments, which we're in the process of doing right now, and then coming back to you guys to show anything that's changed, and then we'll be resubmitting to the city for our second time. But we'll be back, you'll get a notice for another one of these meetings in the same location. I think, is this pretty convenient for everybody, you think? Yeah, the requirement is to be within a mile, and I feel like this is really close to the site, so hopefully it's convenient. It's a little warm, but nothing you could do there. So I think that, or I know we'll have another meeting, and then from there, it would be just calling me or emailing me for updates. And like I said, definitely share your info if you want, and I can pass it to sales. And so we'll make at least one more submittal to the city. We may get more comments. If we do, we'll address again, resubmit. Our goal is to get to our application being deemed complete, and that's when Nancy will prepare the staff report and take us to Planning Commission, which you'll get a notice for as well. So that's when we go before the Planning Commission, the project gets presented, and if it gets approved, then we'll go ahead and start working on our construction documents and pulling permits, and then starting construction. And hopefully that all happens by the beginning of next year.
You said you can go see the model of the other,
I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're sold out there, but I'm pretty sure that the model, not 100% positive, but I'm almost positive the model is still
we're gonna
open.
go try to see it.
But she did,
What's the schedule
for, oh, for this project? For the other one, they should be open, I'm trying to think, one day I think it's a half day, like Wednesdays maybe it's a half day, but otherwise they should be open like 10 to 6 during the day. And she did, she did have me tell people they can go there, so that indicates to me that the model is still open. No, you can just, yeah, during business hours, there's a sales office there, and there will be a salesperson. Yeah. Thank you. Do you have any questions? So you can go to the City Ventures website, or an easy way is my name, my information is here, and you can just email me. And I will make sure that our sales and marketing team gets your name and information, so that when there is information about this community, that you'll be one of the first to know. So I can do that, or you can go to our website, and there is a place for you to submit your information there as well.
Talking about the affordable price.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the current anticipated price. Yeah, that would be just for those 5 units. It's higher, yeah. 700 more for the market, but for the affordable, we're anticipating the mid-4s.
For the affordable housing, they apply with you for the program or with housing program?
So we will have, we work with the city housing department, and so we will, if you came into our sales office, you would get pre-qualified to make sure that your income, total household income met the requirements of the program. And if so, we would submit your application to the city, and then they would need to approve it.
And for those requirements, those requirements, how should I qualify?
I don't know all of the requirements, but you could certainly, I can put you in touch with someone, in our office that could explain it better than I can to understand the qualifications. So they'll know kind of what the max income is. So it would be for a 4-person household, since it's a 3-bedroom home. And so there's a limit to the total income that the family of 4 can make. And as long as you qualify there, that's really the main qualification. I think, I know you can't have, I'd have to ask that. That's a good question. I don't know how strict that is on the number of people. I know that I think are you familiar, Nancy, with the affordable guideline and whether, because I think it's it's based on bedroom count is how you arrive at that. So, that's how they get to the 4-person household for the 3-bedroom home. I want to think that it can't exceed 4, but I'm not positive on that. So that's something I can ask.
There's different calculations for households above 4.
So but it wouldn't have to be a 4-bed unit. It could be a 3-bed unit with a 5-person household. And that's where it's, I'm not,
I
and I
see,
think that's
yeah.
kind of specific to the city. So there is so Claudia Shaw at the city of Santa Ana, she would be the best contact for that because she knows all of the city's requirements. So we do the pre-qualification at the sales office, but really the city, they're the main people approving the application. So Claudia, would you like her phone number? Because I know I do have it. Let me find her phone number for you. Or her email, whatever is easiest for you, I can provide. Yeah. Yeah, let me. If I can find it. Sorry, here's her email. Do you happen to know Claudia's phone number or extension, Nancy?
This, I think this is her. Is that a phone? That a Claudia shot.
Yes. Okay, there it is. What is it?
714 667 2265.
2265?
Mm-hmm.
So she would be able to answer all of those questions, and there's someone in the housing department that could translate as well. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, Claudia would definitely be the best person.
She was out there, 3-bedroom house with 5 people, but out there besides.
Yeah, it's just the state program is specific, and then the city kind of has their own program as well. So I just don't want to give misinformation. So I would rather have you get that directly from Claudia. Yeah, let me, or if you call or email me with your interest or with your information, I'm happy to make sure that our sales team gets that information. And I was mentioning to them as well that when I did ask this same question to our sales team this week, because I got an email inquiry, you can go to our project at 830 South Harbor, which is under construction now. And we have models in a sales office there. So you can go tell them in the sales office that you would like to be on the interest list for this project. You can do that as well. So any of those would work. You can email me, you can go to 830 South Harbor, or you can go on the City Ventures website. It is very similar. Yeah. It's sold out, but I'm pretty sure that well, she told me to direct people there. So I think our sales office is still open, but we are sold out there. We did have affordable units at that project as well, at the same income level. So the salesperson should be able to answer some of those questions as well. And if you have any trouble, if they're not open or you're not able to get the answers you need, I'm happy to put you in contact with someone in our office who should also be able to help. So you can reach out to me at any time. No. Yeah, there will be, it won't be long. It will be a couple weeks. Bye. And yeah, I was gonna mention our other project too, but I guess we'll wait.